they tried to make me work? Racist. They told me I couldn't just yell at staff. Sexist. They said that I couldn't throw hot tea on people. Misogynist. They demanded that I had to make appearances. Briefcasist.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. My voice is a little bit gone. I apologize for that, but I'm going to persevere. I know we've been waiting for this video for 3 days now, and it's here, so I'm excited. If anyone's new here, I'm assuming some are. Thank you so much for all my new subs and all my subs. I appreciate it more than you know. I do my things in chapter form. After end of each chapter, I have commercials, and that's just things that are funny, parody, skits, whatever, and we laugh because I have to laugh. I'm a giggler. Like I said, my voice is kind of going right now, so we'll see how much I can do, but yeah, I'm going to try to give you as much as I can in this video, and I hope you stick around because there's a very important announcement at the end. So let's just get to it. Okay, so because this one's a little bit special, excuse me, it's part 2 of 1. I'm only going to have 2 chapters. I usually have 3, but this one will be packed and good. So let's just get started. Another paid for speech with blatant lies. Yep, Rachel at war with female YouTubers. What? She is evil for what she's doing to Princess Catherine. It's sickening. It really is. Blind item, online comments, bits and bobs. This is Aiko's water cooler gossip, which is my opinion. It's always in my disclaimer, but everybody should know this is always my opinion. I'm a big time researcher. I research for days for each video, and I bring you what I feel is the closest to the truth or the truth, but I will never steer you wrong, and I don't clickbait or anything like that. Also, all of my commercials, the creators in them, are always in the description of my videos, so if you guys want to know who's doing what, it's there. Follow them. They're always fantastic. And yeah, okay, let's just get started. So we're going to start with the blind item because it goes into everything. Okay. Not only did the illiterate one have to pay to be on the panel, she's also had to pay most of the fee for the others to be on the panel. Wow. The illiterate one wasn't invited. She bought her way on using her husband's money. Are we surprised even 1 iota? No. So this is obviously, I'm always a little late to the party because of how I do my videos, but I still like to put my spin on it. And this is her little stint with that online panel with Brooke Shields and Katie Couric and, oh, I'm a feminist and all that crap. Yeah, we'll get into that. So I thought how lovely to see that she stayed on budget, you guys. I saw this and I just laughed because, you know, everything she wears, it always gets shot to hell, right? But it usually is compared to like a tablecloth or a sheet or a curtain or some crap. It's just like, I'm just going to throw on a piece of cloth and walk around. Huh? But yeah, anyways, just a giggle. So under the blind items is comments from people from everywhere, right? So I've learned about that and I've decided that I enjoy that. It's not a platform, and so I'm just going to read some of them. So someone says, it was sponsored by Archwell, which they control, aka philanthropic money laundering. Those creased bed sheets she wore this weekend didn't come cheap. Well, who'd have thunk paying so much money could look so cheap? Someone heading that way, one presumes, but they may be thinking that they need to spend money on PR to make money, given their line of work. Someone says, where are they getting the money for all of these awards and panels or whatever they have to buy? Katie Couric and Harry are both part of a think tank. That actually made me giggle because Harry, part of a think tank? Okay. All right then. that wants to censor the internet and ban free speech. That panel went hard on how the internet was filled with mean bullies. How ironic that the biggest bully of all was sitting right there, right? My guess is this foundation or one of its tentacles donated money to Archwell, and Archwell sponsored this event. The Aspen Foundation or something similar? Institute, Archwell. They invested in a laundry service, wink, and told the letter to the soap company Telltale yet again. Tom Bauer wrote in his book that this story's fake. Someone said, enough of the dumb soap company story. I can't take it anymore. Someone, I cannot believe that. How embarrassing. And I don't know how much you remember, but a while back I have a sub who was actually part of that in a different place, but I guess it was like, I don't know if it was nationwide or what, but anyways, a bunch of classes wrote to it. It wasn't just their class, but of course, because her dad, was part of media or whatever. Yeah, so she's just so full of crap. Did she actually share that story? Yep, it was so cringe. The witch will make sure it'll be retold at her eulogy. Yes, she was asked to do so. That was a reality check slap in the face by a pro to MM. A big fool. Imagine you've gone to the point of having to buy your way into something nobody wants to even have you in, and you look like you wore a sandwich brown bag. She always does, you guys. What the hell? She talked about herself. It was another whinge fest. Just when it looks like the bar of desperation couldn't be set any lower, she shows there's no limit to how low she can sink. Pathetic. Why does Harry put up with this stuff? I hope he wakes up and dumps her skank ass. He can't dump mummy number 2. Pride, envy, and neediness are powerful deterrents that have always dominated his life. He can't do any better. They exactly deserve each other. Hear, hear. Yes, but he was told by Sunshine Sachs at the time of Megxit that within 3 years he would be a billionaire. Okay, then. That hasn't eventuated, so he must be a bit concerned. Okay. Wow. I wonder what his psychiatrist therapist tells him. The way he thinks and how convinced he is that he is right. He must be getting a lot of pats on the backs for his choices. Even Sunshine Sachs can't help people who won't listen to their advice. The look on Walmart Wallace's face when Brooke Shields made a comment about playing a prostitute at 11 after she retold the same old trope about the dishwashing liquid commercial. Priceless. She muttered something under her breath I couldn't catch, and then did her fake smile and said, "That's different." But for just a moment before that, the mask slipped and she had this look on her face that was clear she was not happy to be upstaged. Brooke got a laugh for it. Love it. Barjack have good sources. Oh, sorry, that's something else. I wouldn't doubt it was Brooke. She can spot a narc a mile away after growing up with her mother. Oh my gosh, that's right. I forgot about her mom. You guys, her mom was the worst if you don't know. She was, bad. A narc to top all narcs, stage mom extraordinaire. Kris Jenner can't compare to Terry Shields. Apparently, Katie Couric asked her to tell the story, or was persuaded to ask her. Then Brooke comes in with the 11-year-old hooker story, caught off guard, and makes it a little different, like TV implying only women do the dishes is way more important than depicting a child prostitution on screen. Brooke also blocked a hug from the grabber. Ooh, I wonder if Katie and Brooke planned that little episode. Oh, that's good for her. I don't doubt it. Katie could have asked her any other question besides retelling this story again, which didn't make sense since there was a moderator, right? She has no boundaries. It's so toxic. She uses people's niceness against them. Honestly, if she and I ever cross paths, it'll be on the news. Not because I will hurt her, but I'll give her one of these exaggerated curtsies. It's called weaponizing. I hate very few people, especially ones I haven't met and will never meet. But I really hate her contemptuous indifference to other people's feelings and the fact that she cannot see that everyone has value and is important. Right? Okay, so obviously this is, you can read it, me, and I, me, and myself and me, and on it goes. I just put it up there just for a quick second because I'm not going to play the clip or the clips of her up there because I'm sure at least 99% of you have seen them. And to be quite frank, she bores the hell out of me. But I do have the things that she says coming up, and trust me, I'm not going to short you guys whatsoever. However, I do want to put on a 25-second clip that the Royal Rogue put on Twitter about that stupid birthday party she went to, and found out whose place it was, because I'm like, who the hell's birthday is it? Why is she there acting like she's the one front and center, right? Like it was all about her. So yeah, check it out. So, it's a squatty. I put the same guy in the clip in an arrow. Look at that guy, because in the clip you'll see him. So now they make house calls to the squad family because he says, I love you, Sussex Squad. And then Tia, oh, Sussex Squad loves you too. And then, it's all, oh, love, and everything else. So it was obviously set up, which we knew it would have been. But I mean, like, they're so stupid, you guys. They put it all online. Like, they just splash it online. Like, it defeats the whole purpose, does it not? Of being, like, oh, I'm going to go and surprise somebody and all this. And, it just defeats the whole... She doesn't get it. But anyways, I'm going to play that clip.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Sorry. Everyone's singing too. Let's do first and then we'll go after.
1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Clara.
I have never, in all of my days, I think I say that every video, seen something quite like that. An adult coming in and basically taking over. Why was she even holding the cake? And why was the camera only on her? What about the birthday girl? It made no sense whatsoever. And everybody laughed at her. What was that, a joke? I don't even know what, like, she's not funny, first of all. She's nothing like her brother, that's for sure. But honestly, like, what? What? She makes me sick. She really does. So anyways, I got a few comments about that, and you can imagine. I suppose I should say, just in case someone doesn't know, that was when she was in Texas there on that panel. And then I guess they did a PR stunt at some squatty's house. Like, oh my, okay. So somebody puts up, let's all make sure we keep the camera on Megan instead of the birthday girl's face. Typical Megan, taking over someone else's birthday, am I right? She's right. When she was a kid, she definitely did it to that one kid. It really is theater of the absurd on steroids. She thinks the stunts that bagged her a prince in the first place will always work. It's never elevated her game. She just expected adoration, cash, and fame. Basically grifting. Harry had his hand on his heart like he's singing the national anthem. I bet he does not even know where he is. Oh my. All about her again, camera on her face. Someone said, I'm surprised her synthetic wig didn't catch on fire. Oh, people are funny. Oh my God, can she get much lower? Can she get? She doesn't even know this woman. Good Lord, they pop up all over the place. Someone says, well, they can't do it with their own family, can they? That's right. Okay, so now I want to get on to what's going on with Catherine. Because I wrote, you have gone too far now, Rochel. You should have left Princess Catherine alone. 2024 is the year karma comes. I believe it. So it says, people like her are the reason why I reject this phony feminism rhetoric and their sanctimonious hypocritical preaching. This is a woman who said on Oprah on national television and mocked Kate for waiting to marry William, perpetuating these hurtful misogynistic tropes the media has hounded Kate with for 2 decades. This is a woman who openly admitted to collaborating with vicious online trolls who subjected Kate to horrendous body shaming, trolling, and SLUT shaming. This is a woman who lied and framed her sister-in-law to a point that it generated over 1 million, unaliving physical threats and SA threats against Kate. SA, oh my God. This is a woman who repeatedly leaked disparaging information about Kate, a woman who has an army of online trolls to attack her on a daily basis. This is the kind of hypocritical pontification from shameless grifters like Meghan Markle that sets women back for decades, right? So I decided just to type in royal photo scandal, right? This is all I saw, you guys. I'm only going to show you this much because, it's literally all it is. And I don't know why they don't say Princess Catherine, but, they say Kate Middleton. But, well, I do know because it's obviously me again, right? But the photo scandal raises questions and shows Britain's royals are failing in the digital age. And the moral of her picture editing debacle is simple. The royal family should tell all. And this one finally says Princess Catherine's weird and worrying photo scandal. Are you kidding me for even half a second right now? That poor woman is poorly. She didn't even do it. She took the rap for it or whatever, but even still, what she did was nothing. Those children are at least real. Look at the crap that MM throws out there. It's just gross. It really is. It's gross. So I thought, you know what? We're going to see who does the photoshopping here. Okay. So I've quite had it with her and her BS. So I found some pictures. Some I did myself. Some I just half did, but whatever. It doesn't matter. I just wanted to bring, because they were repeating and I wanted different pictures. That's why. Anyways, professional selfie with a fan. Well, look at that. And these pictures, by the way, and I'm sure y'all know, but that she puts out there, like where she, doesn't look like she has a single pore on her body. These are recent. And some of them are just unbelievable. Like this one. That doesn't even look like her. I didn't do this one. They wrote, no, this is not when she was young. It's now. Can you believe that? Like, honestly, you know what this reminds me of? Khloe Kardashian. I don't even follow them, but I know enough to know that all of her pictures are heavily edited. That doesn't even look like... well, it isn't. It's not the same person. Are you kidding me right now? So I did this because up in the left-hand corner, is her edited, or whenever she, it almost looks like she takes her entire face off. And then the other ones are her unedited pictures. What a difference, no? She's just unbelievable. I had to do this one because you got... Wow. Seriously? Like, even aging normally, she's going quicker than the normal person, let's just say that. She looks older now than ever. Like, well, of course, everybody does, but she just looks like older, and like every single day, she just looks worse. What the hell is she doing to herself? And here's the last one I did to show her edited one, and then the one on the bottom anyway is the same time. Pretty different, don't you think? Like, Megan, you're probably watching me, and I know I'm small, but anyway, if you're not, your minions are. Please tell your mistress there that other people are taking photos and they're not back grift, so her real face is going to come out, so maybe she'll want to do something about that. Yeah. So this was the picture, and this is GBN, and the Princess of Wales 42 took responsibility for taking the photo today, or editing, sorry. She wrote on X, like many amateur photographers, I do occasionally experiment with editing. Here's the thing. These are all her children. They're all real. Like, what's the problem? And for all of the papers supposedly to pull the picture because, oh, we can't do that. Are you kidding? Look at the crap they put up that the idiots there give them. Really. They'll print anything. I've shown you guys the stuff they print as their kids. It's it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like, honestly. I feel like... And you know what? If Catherine needed to do that, then she's earned the right as far as I'm concerned. And as far as I'm concerned, if I were her, I would tell everyone to piss off and I wouldn't give another picture again unless it was on my own social media. That's just me. So this is really short, but I had to say something because of course I can believe it, but this idiot has to put his face in where it is not wanted, right? I wanted to express my apologies. This is from Princess Catherine. For any confusion the family photograph we shared yesterday caused. I hope everyone celebrating had a very happy Mother's Day. See. Then Scooby Dooby Dooby, who's known to have links to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Oh, blab, I can't believe I even said that. Took to social media platform X to bring the Duke of Sussex into the photo scandal debate. Why? Why do they need to be involved at all? Right? He wrote, it's fair to say that most photos released by the offices of public figures have been retouched in some way. So if this was an isolated incident, then it would just be an unfortunate error. Uh-huh. And then he goes on to say, but with the palace's long history of lying, covering up, and even issuing statements on behalf of family members without their permission, like, Harry, it's becoming increasingly difficult for the public to believe a word and photo they share. Gaining that back at this point is an almost impossible task. I'm the one that put the Pinocchio up there. Really, Omid? You know why that's an impossible task? Because of you. Because of you and me again and Has No Balls and all of yous. That's why. That's why nobody believes anything. Ugh. So I just have this left before we hit commercials and then part 2. But it's important because it actually will affect me. And you guys too, right? And it's not very long, but I couldn't believe it when I was reading it. Okay. spits on cruel cyberbullying, toxic social media culture. Meghan Markle's really frustrated. One might even say she's royally frustrated. The Duchess of Sussex, of course, resigned most of her royal family duties when she moved to California about 4 years ago. Sat down for a panel discussion at the SXSW conference in Austin, Texas on March 8th. I have to just interject. Most? Tell me, please, what royal family duties is she supposed to be doing right now? As far as I'm aware, none. So what a crock already, okay? It just gets so maddening, this article. Thank God it's short. Having just been trashed on television by Kate Middleton's uncle, whatever, Markle focused during this session on her kinds of hate she has received over the years. And so I put that on the bottom. So it begins. Look, I'm like you, babies and all. Because, just wait. The bulk of the bullying and abuse that I was experiencing on social media and online when I was pregnant with Archie and Lily and with a newborn with each of them, she told attendees. Get your barf bucket, guys. For her own well-being, Markle says she avoids the internet almost entirely at this point. That's the biggest lie I've ever heard. But she can't ever be fully insulated from what people say about her, especially when folks make crazy claims, such as alleged she is desperate to befriend Taylor Swift. That's probably true. I can't believe the audacity of her in this one, you guys, because she has really gone overboard. Like, this time, she's obviously listening to the internet, right? Because we always say, right, like, she doesn't talk about her kids, she doesn't know anything about her kids, blah, blah. All of a sudden now, it's like, oh, it's just unbelievable. I'll just read it. Continued Markle on the topic of her pregnancies and the unhinged backlash that came her way during those periods. To really wrap your head around why people would be so hateful, it's not catty, it's cruel. And why would you do that? Certainly when you're pregnant with a newborn. Okay, first off, even if she was, and I know she wasn't, guys, but even if she was pregnant, did she have a newborn at the same time? No. She had a toddler, supposedly. Okay. Pretty darn good question, we'd say. Thankfully, Markle said her parental instincts kicked in. Oh my. Wow, that's quite the line I didn't think I'd ever read. And actually ended up helping herself and her children. Because I was pregnant, that mammalian, whatever, instinct just kicked in, she recalled. You do everything you can to protect your child, and as a result, protect yourself too. Oh my God. And listen to this. Markle continues to feud with Kate Middleton and most of her spouse's family members. Please, I beg, why is she bringing Princess Catherine up into anything? That poor woman wants nothing to do with you, Meghan. Nothing. Leave her alone. But she made a point to shout out Prince Harry during his, oh my God, this panel for how he helped her deal with the critics, haters, and snobs. Oh my God. My husband is such a hands-on dad and such a supporter of me and my family. What? Where? What family? You mean Dorito? That I don't take for granted, she said. That is a real blessing. The panel was sponsored by the Archwell Foundation, which Meghan co-founded with Harry. Oh, barf. Markle was billed as a keynote speaker at the event. She relayed impactful words at one point about how social media devolved into a space where women can tear each other down, stating for all to consider, how much of the hate is women completely skewing that to other women? I cannot make sense of it. The systematic change of social media and women targeting each other has to happen at the same time as the cultural level. And I wrote, what a load of absolute manure. Someone actually wrote this crap out. Can you, oh my God. So she's not going after the male YouTubers or whatever, because this was about YouTube apparently. No, it's the females, because she hates women. Okay, this was a longer chapter because my other one's shorter, but it's impactful. Like I said, I have a big announcement at the end, but we are going to have some funnies. I'm going to replay one because I've only ever played it once and it's absolutely hysterical. But anyways, let's just get to it and laugh.
I'm glad you're all in a good mood tonight. We got a young man. He's from the UK. You've defected.
Yes.
How'd that go?
Do you know what happened with my family?
Well, I understand that your wife, Meghan, was not approving of them.
It was a dig at M.
A what?
A dig at M.
At them.
At M.
At who?
Meghan.
You call her M. I call her Meghan.
Well, that's a dig at M, not to call her the
Well,
one
the
I call
truth
her.
is I've never called her.
Johnny, unconscious bias strikes again.
And now you're in Montecito.
Montecito, but also Monticello.
You're in the Catskills now.
Sometimes.
Would you mind Hasidic neighbors?
Well, they wear black and white, so clearly they're allies.
Right.
They're black and white like me and Megan.
Like you and Megan,
Yes.
black and white.
Yes.
Yeah, and then Megan could use the mikveh over there.
But you know, Megan has basically been in a perpetual mikveh our entire time we've been married, forcefully submerged like she's drowning by my family.
Your family's drowning her.
Yes.
In a mikveh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's some weird stuff. Now, you'll be appearing at the Chosen Comedy Festival at the Cartwright Hotel.
Well, actually, I wasn't chosen. I was rejected by my family.
Right, but you were chosen to be at the show.
It's nice to feel wanted for once and not just be a spare.
All right, so maybe we'll see you and Megan and Elon Gold and Amikozak and Ellie Leibowitz and Ellie Leonard and we've got so many great people. Talia Reese, we're going to see you on July 29th.
How many people of color are performing?
We'll be back right after this. Do Spartum count?
Hello, Buckingham Palace HR departments. How can I help you today? Oh, hello, Megan, love. Are you diddling? Oh, just to make you aware, Megan, darling, I'm working from home today. So we get cut off, okay? And tell me a little bit more about what happened, sweetheart. Oh, I know. Nobody likes their in-laws talk. No. It's not just you. It's everybody. Every fucker hates them. Yeah. So go on, what happened? You're breaking up, darling. You're breaking up. You're a bit distant, cock.
What dark force that allows her to control it? What ancient and perhaps wicked powers does she invoke that enables her to assert such reach around the globe? Is it that she's able to wrap her tendrils about this blue and green orb to affect those that live here, to influence its denizens?
Who are you? What do you want?
Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. And so we arrive. Indeed, Oprah has fallen silent. Gayle King. Where are the invitations from Brad?
There wouldn't be an invitation from Brad, as we are Team Angelina.
Where are the invitations from Gwyneth Paltrow? Where are the invitations from anybody who's hot in the Hollywood world? They haven't manifested.
We get so much mail daily from people that my assistant has been bogged down with opening envelopes. There is just not enough time in the day.
The Clooneys came to the wedding, but where are they now?
You sure do ask a lot of questions. How did you get in here? Why can't I see your face? Are you in radio broadcasting? I know an audio company that is looking for talent to make content for Spotify.
Monty Shit Show has become a cul-de-sac of being ignored.
How dare you break into my home and insult me? We are not being ignored. We are just not over the moon with this place to entertain our close friends in the neighborhood. You need to leave, otherwise I will get my husband to call the cops.
What is all the yelling? Are you in trouble?
There was a black man in our bedroom. Did you not see him? He was making fun of me.
Dear, did you take your medication today?
I think this house is haunted.
Okay, so I gave you guys an extra commercial. It was a little bit of a long chapter. But here we are, guys. So anybody that hasn't watched part 1 should probably do that, because I am not repeating part 1. This is part 2. And after this, I'll explain what's going to happen. So, back to Bob. What happens after part 2? Let me share. Oh, I suppose I should also say, what I'm going to read you guys next is a true story. I believe it to be true anyway. But it is not the full story. Okay? What I'm going to read you is what I can. And then after that, we'll discuss. But there is a lot more after this. But I am going to finish Bob's story. So, yeah. Okay, so we left off with PA leaving the yacht. Okay. So, PA leaves the yacht, followed by M. Tim had asked Bob to stay, as there was 3 rich Middle Eastern men due, but she said she needs to get home. He meant, asked Markle to stay. Anyways, through Tim's girlfriend, who M had kept in touch with, Bob learns that MM and A keep in regular contact, as A travels to different countries before going back to London. MM was said to be really excited that she and the prince got along so well. But when he gets back to London, she tries to ring him on the same number, but it was never answered. MM found out that the Queen Mother had just died and A was going to live in her old house. She had connections even back then and found a number for A's office. However, she could never get through to him. According to Tim, he told Bob MM had some very important news for PA. She was pregnant, and he was the daddy. Yeah. Lara, at that time, me and my ex-husband had gone over to live in York in the UK for 5 years. PA was all over the media as Randy Andy, a girl in every port, and as we know with his involvement with the E word, man, this is entirely believable. However, it would appear that MM was just another one of those girls, E's girls, because Soho hadn't happened yet, right? Bob said that while she was quite pretty, she wasn't the most attractive girl he'd seen, but to MM, she had bagged a prince, her very words to the girlfriend. But as the weeks passed, being unable to contact him and he not returning the messages she'd left him in London, she realized that nothing would come of it. So at around 10 weeks, this date's not verified, she had an abortion, telling her friend that a hold would be a stone around my neck, or words to that effect, as she had been trying and I think failing at getting acting jobs. She had done that General Hospital, remember? Okay. She did let it be known throughout this period of her intentions to get into politics. Okay. She had, through her father, who she would constantly refer to, had only landed a small part in a hospital TV drama, and her aim was eventually to get into the White House. Bob himself had actually heard her say this on the yacht not long after she'd arrived. We're not sure what, if anything, she did next, but Tim told Bob that after her abortion, she had a brief affair with a minor actor who had a STD. MM got a serious infection and had a hysterectomy somewhere in California. Bob had no other details. He has a good memory, but MM was nobody back then, and his chats with Tim were not based solely on Markle. She'd only ever come up in their conversation, as Tim's girlfriend had told him, M had become at first obsessed with PA, but when he ghosted her, she had become extremely angry and had even said she would pay him back. Bob and Tim remained friends, not regularly as Tim returned to Greece and Bob to Australia. As most relationships like this end, their friendship petered out, and Bob hasn't spoken to Tim in years. Bob had been offered a lot of money about 2 years ago by the Times on Sunday, but refused. He now had 2 kids and a very religious wife who had no idea of his background as a young man. He also said he isn't strong enough to deal with media spotlight or trolls, threats, etc., which he totally believes would happen if his name came out. But he's got no problem with me telling a few chosen people. So my question to my source was this: how was Bob offered money, and by who, if nobody knows his story? Hi, Lara. Easy questions to answer. About June 2022, after I'd heard Bob's story, totally believable as he's a really good and honest man, it was back in the day when not many people were calling her out, mocking and making fun of her, absolutely. I told Bob, being in the media business myself, that he could make himself a fair bit of cash. He wasn't sure. He had a young family and his wife was a devout Catholic. He also knew about trolls and sugars who were much more active back then, and he didn't think he could cope with any backlash. I offered to talk to the editor of the Mail on Sunday to see what him coming out would mean. The Mail had recently done a piece on M calling out some negativity. Bob agreed, but told me not to identify him in any way. He had to think about the ramifications if he did come out and tell his story. About a week later, I spoke to the Mail on Sunday's editor, who really wanted the scoop on this, as it was still at the time only really rumor, and not taken as seriously as it is today. However, he wanted a picture of Bob for the article and the name of the yacht. I was told he could earn upwards of £10,000. Bob had, and still does, to my knowledge, I haven't spoken to him since about September last year, a good job. I won't say where, but it's just that, a good, well-paying job. His wife also works. So money, even in late 2002, especially £10,000, was neither needed nor a life-changing amount. He decided to point-blank refuse and has continued right up until I last spoke to him. To be honest, I think he just wants to forget about the whole thing. He wants to protect himself and his family. It is what it is. I think it was mid-2022 there was a YouTuber who I was friendly with. Her channel was very small and she wanted to grow it. So I gave her just the bones of the story, nothing in depth. Plus, I've learned so much more since then. Her YouTube name was, and I just put, could be any of us YouTubers, so it doesn't matter. And she did put out a short video, but was afraid to do so, as at the time there was still so much speculation around. However, she did it, but ended up by saying she didn't know if it was true or not. And her viewers had to make up their own mind as to the truthfulness. I can't remember what comments she got, but she disappeared soon after and I never heard from her again. I have read comments on other channels about A and M, independently of the bare bones of what I told that YouTuber. Even watched one of those talk TVs or something last year where the guy was very adamant that he had received information from a source, not me, about A, meaning M, as a yacht girl. Plus, there have been others who have used a photo of them both, not the one that, where she's on the boat, not that. That's a different girl. A and M, both topless and obviously on some kind of boat yacht. Bob never had a photo. He never had a camera. He was just a 20-something guy, backpacking with barely any money around Europe. The second YouTuber, who I promised I would never name, is still active today, but is and has been so careful of what they put out. Very careful, as she has had a strike and never wanted to get it on the wrong side of the sugars or YouTube. To be continued. Okay, so I'm just going to read this out and then I'll have a little chat with you. So, to come to Patreon, because there I will have the top secret palace documents, the sensitive RF info, the hysterectomy facts, the truth about Archie, why KC3 won't pull the titles, the mystery of the bump will be solved, H&M's truth behind the marriage, Harry Copter's real parentage. But I also want you to know, through everything, past, present, and future, Prince William, Princess Catherine, and their lovely children, they are the innocent victims in all this, but they are our future and deserve all our love, respect, and support. So before I go further, I just wanted you guys to know I do my homework and I just wanted to check a few things. So yes, the Queen Mother had died right at the time that Bob said, March 30th, 2002. which is when M and A stopped their affair, basically, because it was longer than the 3 days, guys, right? Like, it went on for a bit, and then he had to go home, and then he ghosted her. And I checked just to make sure, you know, because I have to, right? And I do believe this lady, she is solid as a rock. I'm not kidding. I would never bring you guys something I didn't think was 100% and say that. You know, I would say I'm not sure, but I'm sure. Anyways, yes, the Queen Mom did leave Andrew, her house, because Bob had mentioned that. So I wanted just to make sure, right? I also tried to find some photos of MM in 2002, and they're pretty scarce, you guys. I found this one from People magazine. Her first non-speaking gig was on a 2002 episode of General Hospital. So this was, she did that and then went and met Andrew on the yacht, basically. So this is what she was looking like back then. And this is all my opinion, everybody. All my opinion. So I found a picture of her on General Hospital. Because honestly, guys, it is really tough to find pictures of her in certain years, right? Some years you can and some nope. Now, I need someone to help me. Does anyone know what year was this? Because is this like a boob job or preggers? Because look, this is not a bra. So she obviously had implants, or I don't know what was going on. So I would like to know, though, because did it have anything to do with this time or what? I don't know. Okay, so I just put this on so to have a little chat before I get to the last commercial, which is Thomas, of course. Okay, so guys, basically, I do have a lot more information, explosive information, that if I put on my channel, I will lose my channel. I know it, okay? I will also risk my safety, and that's just the truth. Everything I read to you after Bob's story, I do have that for you. I could answer a lot of questions for you guys. I'm in shock. I have hardly slept for days, wondering how to get this information to you guys. So I'm setting up Patreon. I have it set up, but I'm going to set it up for part 3 and 4. And those ones will be very involved. It won't be quite like Bob's. It will be quite involved. I might even do a live after so we can talk. I don't know. But I wouldn't have it any more than, I think the lowest is $3 or something. Because I'm not out there to, you know, soak you guys or anything. I would tell you this on here if I could, but I can't. What I have to say will make you guys very angry, okay? It made me very angry. I'm almost teary right now. It's shocking. Everything that you think you know, you don't know. That's all I can say about that, and I can't say more, and I wish I could. I wish I could. And I know you've waited a long time. Well, it feels like a long time, 3 days, but for this, and that's all I can tell you. I believe this lady, I believe Bob, he was offered money for this. So that tale was true. She was with child and with a royal one, just not H's. That's all. You know what I mean? It's really bizarre. It went further than everybody thought. Everybody thought, okay, they had, you know, a thing, whatever. There's probably blackmail, blah, blah. That's not the case. It isn't. But it is not, like, it's still a holy crap story. If you ask me, right? Like, that's quite something for her to fake all that and for him and just all of it. But anyways, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make those videos for Patreon. I will let everybody know. What I'm going to have to put something out on YouTube. It'll be something shorter, but in the next video, whatever it is, I'm going to have to be working overtime, you guys. So you'll have to forgive me if I'm not on time for stuff or whatever. because this is huge. This is the biggest thing I've ever dealt with in my life, and I'm not even kidding. But I will try to get out something, but I will be letting y'all know about where to go if you want this information, because it is quite it's, I'd say, life-changing, but two's life, right? But it is quite shocking, so, and I'm not bullshitting, okay? Anyway, let's just watch Thomas have some lightness, because I am, strung like a top. But thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed the video. I see I have a lot of views. It would be great if you would sub. It's free and it would really help me. But anyways, I just thank you all anyway. If you liked it, please push like. And yeah, let's just watch Thomas. And I apologize about my voice, but it's been a very long week. So anyways, I will definitely see you in the next one and let you know where to go from there. Because trust me, you'll want to go there. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later, and let's just laugh. Okay, bye.
It's Chick Magnet here. I'm sorry I'm all out of breath, but I had to rush over here, live here, right now on site at this new Grifters location where there's a possible ripoff report going on. Chick Magnet here is your on-scene investigator. As I ran up, the couple, the strange-looking couple, some curly-head, weird-looking guy. He looked all frail, like he was about to pee himself, and some stick-figure ostrich-leg woman. Man, it was. But as soon as I came running up, they took off. But here, sources say that these people here were handing out school supplies to little kids and charging them $5 for a pencil and a piece of paper as school supplies. And also, the woman, the fugly woman, she was trying to sell undergarments for adults. And I guess it's her own brand here. It was called Fartwell. I guess she invented them because she's got a lot of experience crapping herself wherever she goes. Now listen, folks, we've got a couple of little witnesses here. We're going to see what they have to say now. Okay, excuse me, little girl. What's your name here? Charlotte? Oh, what a coincidence. Charlotte, can you tell me what happened there? What was that? The woman with the ostrich legs pinched her and made her cry. And she has really gnarly looking feet. Okay, sure, okay. You little girl, don't you worry. We'll get you some proper school supplies, all right? Man, let's take a look at this charity sign that they had posted up here. Akewell Foundation. The Akewell Foundation. Charity Grift, Delaware, Inc. Can you imagine? Delaware. What goes on in Delaware? A whole lot of paperwork, that's about it. Anyway, look at this umbrella company that they got going here. Wow. Let's take a look at some of those little subsidiary companies that's under the Akewell Foundation. So far we got Captain Save a Yacht Hole Offshore IRAs. What the hell? We got Back Mattress Investments. I wonder what that stands for. Knob Gobblers Shell Corporation. Yeah. And the Me Foundation. And over here we got Fake Tear Fund. What is that about? Two Nickels Corporation. That sounds really familiar, folks. The Only Child Annuities. And the Poor Me Victim Laundering Inc. Poor me. Oh, and last but not least, I think there's a few more also that just came to mind that I knew of on my own, but we got the Head Bobbers Fund. That reminds me of a video I saw of this girl in a school parking lot in the front seat of a car. Folks, it just goes to show you, you never can be too careful when you invest your hard-earned money and dollars into so-called charities. Yeah, you really got to watch out what you're doing. But as for all those poor little school people here, we're going to set them up with the proper school needs that they need, and we're not going to charge them a dime. Anyway, folks, I'm Chick Magnet, and that's your rip-off report for today. Tune in next week, and we'll have another fine one all made up just for you. Well,
So it's gonna be forever. Oh, it's gonna go